Hey everyone, we're back with our yet another video. 10 celebrities who ruin their reputation extremely in a problematic way. So let's begin. Number 10. Mike Vick. Mike Vick, arguably one of the top players in the league, unhanded his football star career when the scandal of helping organize a dog fighting, including the participating in the executions of various dogs, was revealed, and he was also jailed for 21 months for this. Vick retired from football in 2016 but has been notoriously poor with his money throughout his career. So perhaps the last unpleasant news story about Vick has yet to come. Number 9. Montana Fishburne. Montana Fishburne, hoping to have herself a successful career in Hollywood similar to her father, who we are sure you know as Murphys, hauled up herself down. Though her decision wasn't to try and star in a Matrix movie, instead electing for Montana Fishburne, makes her XXX debut. The movie not only allegedly shafted her on payment, but also put a significant rift between her and Lawrence. Montana said, "I don't encourage people to go into porn industry. You're not going to be famous or be a movie star. You may end up having a really sucky life." She also humored the involvement of any average girls into porn for a professional result when she was asked about it. Therefore, it's clear she tried to use a younger Kim Kardashian as a role model, and that's never going to end well. Number 8. Tila Tequila. Tila Tequila, the usual attention seeker, hammered the end of her career back in 2013 when she decided that Adolf Hitler was a cool guy to praise. Once she expressed, "I learned the truth about the war and what Hitler truly did, and he was not a bad person as they have painted him out to be. He's a man who was not a coward, stood up for his country in a desperate time of need, unlike all of our cowardly leaders." She asserted she even posted photos of her scantily clad in front of Auschwitz, which she thought super appropriate things to do. She also took it to Twitter back in 2016 to post herself saluting like a Nazi. Apprehensively, her account was suspended after that very post. Tequila was also removed from a reality show Celebrity Big Brother. Number 7. Ryan Lochte. As for all the Olympic athletes, their biggest sources of income comes from their sponsors. Ryan Lochte was no exception, and going into the 2012 games was like earning $2.3 million in endorsements. And imagine, it would be even higher into the 2016 Olympics. But following the scandal that the media dubbed as the Lochtegate, Lochte lost several of his indispensable sponsors, including Speedo and Ralph Lauren. Lochte lying about he and his teammates being held and robbed at gunpoint when attending the games in Rio de Janeiro. Later admitted that he over-exaggerated and was drunk at the time. Now, when Lochte is hoping to compete at the 2020 games, there is no word of stunts of him for everyone. Number 6. Josh Duggar. Josh Duggar's individuality got more horrifying when it came to know that when Josh in his young had sexually assaulted multiple women, which includes 4 of his sisters. Because of this, his show was quickly cancelled from TLC. It was reported that he would earn upwards of $45,000 per episode, so you can imagine his actions had quite the ramifications. His parents shockingly defended his actions, saying he was just curious about girls and basically tossed them under the clothes while they were sleeping. A huge sellout of excuse ever made. Number 5. CeeLo Green. In 2014, CeeLo Green's attention-seeking soared so much that he dodged himself into having a horrible stance on rape. Green tweeted about people who have really been raped. "Remember, if someone is passed out, they are not even with you consciously, so with implies consent." CeeLo Green has no shortage of moments in his career in which he clearly looked like he just out to try and get attention, like the time he dresses as Golden Idol. Like what? As a result, his unscripted show on TBS entitled The Good Life cancelled, his concerts were all dropped off, the whole world gave him a huge meeting, and Green also left his role as a judge on The Voice. Number 4. Ian Watkins. Ian Watkins and his band Lost Professed, founded in 1997, who were able to release 5 studio albums before Watkins was arrested. Could have a great career as a musician, his career started going downwards as he was arrested on charges of attempted rape and sexual assault on children. Watkins was condemned with 3 different charges that were related to possessing, taking or making indecent photos of children, and 1 image of extreme bestiality. One of the turning moments was on the trial when an SMS was read out that said, "If you belong to me, so does your baby," referring to the victim's baby son. Watkins was sentenced to 29 years in jail. Number 3. Stephan Collins. Stephan Collins, who appeared as a tremendous actor on Seventh Heaven, is definitely not as tremendous of the same. Back in 2014, the NYPD affirmed about acquiring a tape of Collins admitting his engagement in pedophilic behavior in the past. Collins was reported to be exposing himself in front of a 10-year-old girl who was one of his victims. Her ex-wife, Fogle, when filing a divorce, also reported that in the presence of his therapist, Stephan admitted that he has engaged in a long-term pattern of sexually abusing minor children, including molesting 3 young girls over a decade ago. Number 2. Jerry Lee Lewis. Mr. Lewis, the biggest musician of all time on the age of 23, took his career to nosedive after a reporter discovered that his wife was only 13 years old when she married Lewis, who was 22 at the time. The matter got worse ballsy when it came to know that she was also Lewis' first cousin once removed. The news plummeted Lewis' popularity and is earning $10,000 a night to $250. His legacy was never the same though after his brief moments of popularity throughout the rest of his career. But Lewis and his wife were married for 13 years with 2 children together, so we can assume they did care about each other, at least for a while. Number 1. Jared Fogle. It's an obnoxious act of a once very famous guy from the Subway commercials, Jared Fogle, who was arrested on suspicion of child pornography and the intent to travel and solicit sex from a minor in 2015. Fogle was sentenced in prison for 15 years and 8 months and must go a minimum of 13 years before being eligible for parole. Fogle once was one of the pivotal faces of the company and was also presumed to have a net worth of $15 million.